winter break is a great time to start working with your freshman or sophomore on thinking about the whole college search process. What schools might be interesting to him or her, what they might want to do, where they might want to go to school. And today we're going to look at a couple of different ways to start approaching that in a really sort of a non-pressured way with your kids. So the first thing I want to show you is this Fisk Guide to Colleges. Go out to Amazon. The 2015 copy, you can see it now, it's $15. You can get last year's copy for $7. This is one of the premier college guides that many counselors use because of the valuable information it contains. It will allow you to do some searches on some very interesting schools by a couple of things, by price or by location, both of which I think are really poor ways of actually choosing a school, but probably more valuable to you is by academic major. So on the left-hand side of the page, you can see it's broken down by, here are major universities, strong in film and television, small colleges and universities, strong in film and television. If I move over to the right side of the page, small colleges and universities, strong in music, environmental studies, international studies. So you get an idea of how the book breaks down schools by major. That's a very good way to start getting a look at the schools that might be of interest to you if you've thought ahead and you've got some ideas about the things that you want to study. So grab the Fisk Guide. It will be a really good start to understanding some of the better and more interesting schools. It only contains 300 or so schools, and there are about 3,000 in the United States, so it's a good starting spot, but you may want to go further, and without getting into all the nuance and the nitty-gritty, probably your next best thing is simply to go to Google. And I'm going to walk you through a process that I took my daughter through just about a week ago. She's in her sophomore year, and we wanted to get started looking at schools for her. She's an okay student, not a top-tier student, so she probably won't be getting academic scholarships, but she's very interested in dance. She may be able to get some dance scholarships, perhaps if we look at some second-tier schools, and she can put on some really good performances in the audition and create a really nice activities resume that tells a story about herself that's unique and valuable to that campus. So how do we go about doing this? I'm going to show you some of the details that pertain to her interest in dance, and you'll need to take those, infer from them the relevant details, the relevant kind of search terms, the discussions you want to have with your kid as you go through this process. But for her, since she's interested in dance, we started out looking for colleges with dance programs. That brought back a list of schools for her. I let her do all the clicking and all the searching, and I helped her understand where to click and where to search. We came down through this list of search results and clicked on these great dance schools. Here, right away, I figured out that we had a lead that we're going from. I could look at these schools down here, but I saw that they belong to a National Association of School of Dance. As you do your Google searches and look at the results, you'll see ways to take tangents and probably find better information and new search terms along the way. So I'm going to take this phrase, copy it, and make that our new search term, and we'll get this search done. That brought us to the home page of the National Association of Schools of Dance. While we were here, we wanted to find the list of schools, and I figured it would be under directory lists and then under accredited institutional members. So I clicked there. We didn't actually see any schools here, but at the bottom there was a search. I figured if we left it blank, we would get all the schools. She clicked on submit, and there we go. Here are all the schools. We looked through here. There's definitely some top tier schools. Ohio State's on here, Columbia, Brigham Young, some really good schools. We're looking for maybe not that level. So as she looked down at University of Akron, we thought, let's take a look. So now let me take you through the process of how to look at a school and point out the things that might be interesting to your kids so that they might get engaged in this process. We clicked on University of Akron. It gave us a link to the University of Akron site, so we followed that. And it's bringing us to the School of Dance and Theater and Arts Administration. These programs will be more than just performance, perhaps. It will also be the business side of the arts, which is an interesting approach, something that my daughter probably hadn't thought of at all. But here I have a chance to expose this to her. We were interested in the dance program, so she clicked on dance program. We see in the dance program that there's a Bachelor of Fine Arts, which is the performance degree. And then there's a Bachelor of Arts with a business cognate. So that's the administrative side of dance. Maybe running a ballet program or something like that. She is more interested in the performing dance program, so we click on that. And as you're going through the school's website, these links will drill you further into the information they want to share with you. We haven't yet looked at the larger University of Akron site. We're only looking at the specific school right now and the information they're making available to us. So this page is a bit redundant. We're going to drill back down into Bachelor of Fine Arts. And here's where it starts to get interesting. Whatever major you're looking at, whatever degree program you're thinking about, many schools will provide you a page like this, which outlines the curriculum you'll take all 4 years of your college career to earn the degree that you're looking for. So here we got years 1 through 4. This was a starting point for my daughter to understand the kinds of classes that would be offered, not just things she's used to like ballet or modern dance, but also other aspects of dance or disciplines that would affect dance like psychology or nutrition, as well as any general education requirements she needs to, say get out of the way, like English composition or mathematics. And then as we look at the later years, some of the higher level courses she would have to take, choreography, physical analysis, this starts to get into the nitty-gritty, nuanced, interesting details of dance that keeps advanced students engaged. So my daughter had a chance to look at this and think about what that degree really means. And as you look through your search results and drill into the colleges and the degree programs you're looking at, hopefully you'll find information like this that will show you everything you'll be doing in terms of a degree. So now that we understand what those classes are, what they might be, they'll probably be something similar across multiple dance programs, across multiple colleges. But this is a really great starting point. The next thing we want to do is find out a little bit about the school itself, the University of Akron. So we went out to the school's homepage. And the admissions section usually has a lot of good information for new students. Here at the University of Akron, we have a good amount of detail about how to apply to, how to get into this college, what's required, what's tuition cost, how to schedule campus visits, all of that sort of thing. They also had this really interesting ability to take a virtual tour of the campus. Without having to go to the school, we get a chance to take a first look at the school and see what it has to offer. This is a virtual tour that lets us run through the school itself. We can see what's going on around us, look up and down, go down to different buildings on campus as we click through the different links. At this point, the virtual tour prompted my daughter to provide some contact information. They asked her for an email address, and she really wanted to get on their email list. The more colleges know that you're interested in them, the more they'll accommodate you, both in terms of scheduling and as well as financial aid when it comes time to admit students. They know the ones who have engaged with them and are more serious about considering them, and they'll give more of their resources and their effort and make more of their resources available to those students. So she realized she had some really dumb sort of email address that she created when she was 10 years old and thought, I probably need a more mature address. we went over to one of the email address places and created a new email for her, a new email account that is more mature, sounds like she's serious about what she's doing in the college search. And she's going to use that email address for all of her college communications going forward. So she's only got one place to check to communicate with all the schools and keep on top of all of that information. This is the way my daughter and I started to engage in her college search process, to get her as a sophomore thinking about the kinds of things that she'll be doing in school. I hope that engages her in her high school career to do her best, to give it all she's got when it comes to her extracurricular activities and the things that could tell a unique story about her, and hopefully get her into one of these schools with the scholarship money she's looking for. Working on the web is a really great way to get started. It's low pressure, it's fun, you can do it with a family, you can do it with your son or daughter right at a computer, having good discussions about what campus life should be. So I hope that helps.